Welcome back, hot dogs. It's your boy TWP, aka Spider Pig. You already know what time it is. Another Super Saturday. And I know how we do it on Saturdays. Dragon Ball content. First thing in my morning. Probably after my wake and bake, but we still got something else we gonna twist up with y'all anyway. So, yeah, no. What was we gonna say? Oh yeah, before we get into these playlists, shouts out to the big homies, the Rooks. And y'all know to go check out the Rooks.
Oh, they don't like that. Guess what? We gonna consistently do what we do because I'm here and ain't going nowhere. And I'm about to get comfortable in a minute.
And by the way, congratulations on the 101K subs. Y'all see they doing their thing over there. Appreciate that. Shouts out to them. All right, let me get up out of there before YouTube try to hit me for watching other people's content. Although they know I'm a review channel, so I watch other people's content. Shouts out to me for doing my thing, because that's how I be. But anyways, let's get into today's videos, because I know y'all didn't come to hear me talk too much outside of what I'm going to talk about on the playlist. What up, Izzy? But anyways, let's see. Let's go into the videos. My screen's over.
Bro, this is sick. Why you looking at me? Look behind you, nigga. Well, Carnage grabs the belt to choke him, and Venom says, yes, and starts choking him instead. Cause that was crazy. Like, no, this can't be the same Carnage I knew as a kid. Venom is dogging him. It's not even close. He starts spazzing trying to get up, and Venom in there grabs him by the wrist. He starts spinning him around like Quack with Max's lazy eye. Nigga looking everywhere but straight, and hits him with the the Carnage gets flung back and takes advantage of an L, turning it into an IG flick. I can't even lie, young nigga. It's hard. It was so hard I almost forgot you was getting certified almost, but buddy, you're not that guy. But Venom runs in, and this is what I call that bullshit, man. This nigga was up 3 minutes down after 1 hit, and then he leaves with his milk queen's a killer on top of the church. It's like the video games when you win the fight and you still lose. Like what Future say, bro? Ain't no way. Ain't no.
What up, Bronx? Good to see you. How you doing? Hopefully it's another
When
day
I
in
want
paradise.
straight, unbiased news, I go to Straight Arrow News, both the app and the website. The truth is that a vast majority of news organizations have their own agenda, and thus they have their own bias. And because of that, I don't trust them. But with Straight Arrow News, I can read the latest in politics, business, military, tech, even sports, without feeling like I'm being lied to. Also, Straight Arrow News has editorials and podcasts from a variety of people that represents all parts of the political spectrum. Right now, go to san.com/geekdom. It helps me out and it helps you get straight news on your browser, on your PC, or on your device. Check them out today. Alright, so we've got a couple of news updates in the world of Dragon Ball, both Super and Daima on this video, including an update about the Dragon Ball Daima English dub, because that's been an anticipated release. Many of you know that the first 3 episodes were in theaters for a very limited time, for about 3 days, as sort of a teaser of things to come. And I have an update also on Jump Festa, so credit to DBS Hype for being the first one to announce this, at least as far as the the people who break news go. But the Daima English dub will premiere on Crunchyroll on January 10th, 2025. So about a month or so away. Now, this is a very, very unusual announcement because I know for a fact the Dragon Ball Daima dub has been worked on and they are past episode 5. So it's not just those 3 episodes that were in theaters that are done. They are past it. Why they're waiting for January 10th, I don't have an answer for you. I've asked a couple of people. One person straight up told me, they said, ever since Sony bought Crunchyroll and Funimation, there have been a lot of weird decisions made internally. And I totally understand that. However, we're also dealing with Toei Animation, who's another weird company. It's weird that other anime get simul dubs, where the English dub will be behind the sub for about a week, 2 weeks at most, but Dragon Ball we have to wait a while. Now, a couple months at this point. Now, if you're wondering, are they going to start airing them episode by episode, weekly, or are they going to drop everything they've done so far? I do not have an answer for you at this time. Make sure you keep up with the community tab here on the channel and enable all notifications in case I do get an update. So I'm doing the best that I can on that. I don't know how many episodes are going to drop. One person told me they think it could be maybe half the series, or at least what they've done up until that point, and then they drop the rest of it after the Japanese version's dropped, after it's finished. But I don't know. It's just a very strange decision. But at least now we have a date, January 10th, 2025. I was really hoping that Daima would get a better dub promotion, but the promotion for this whole anime has been ass, if I can be honest with you. Either way, though, it's still faster than Super and Dragon Ball Z and the other ones were, but it's still not up to par with other anime. Now, let's talk about Dragon Ball Super. Speaking of which, Jump Festa news. So Toyotaro was already announced at being at Jump Festa, but now we have the times. So it says here Toyotaro will be drawing a Goku illustration live on V-Jump stage. Now, the Goku illustration to me is not that big of a deal. I don't think that matters that much, to be honest with you, because yes, we know he can draw Goku. We've seen him draw it now for the past 8.5 years, it feels. Well, it was 8.5 years. Actually longer than that, because if you remember, Toyotaro, before getting hired by Shueisha, was Toyable and did one of the many Dragon Ball AF mangas. I did do a whole video on the history of Dragon Ball AF, including how that manga led to him getting hired officially and working with Toriyama. So make sure you check that out, because it is a pretty inspirational story to see a fan who is just drawing a fan manga getting to actually work on the real Dragon Ball story with the creator himself. Like, that's a great, I think it's a great success story for Toyotaro. And now it also says here, special information about Daima anime will be revealed on Daima stage at Jump Festa. Now, the Toyotaro V Jump stage is December 21st at 11 a.m. Japanese Standard Time, which is going to be...
So the good thing, like he was saying about Toritaro, is he was already doing his own fan animation, so he already has things he wants to be putting out there anyway. So shouts out to Super Saiyan 5. It is kind of silver, so I see Tails coming back because Toriyama did get lazy, and Toritaro's like, nah, I might be about that life. So like I said, Super Saiyan 4, it is a thing in Toriyama's brain. So shouts out to Toriyama. And Toritaro, because Toritaro can do that shit. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead and put him in the game, coach. He trying to win. Anyways, keep it popping.
In the evening time for the rest of us here. So it's going to be Friday night-ish. Okay, so Friday night, if there's an announcement, I'll have a video. Not this Friday, Friday, December 20th. December 21st in Japan morning is December 20th evening for us here in the United States on the East Coast. So if I don't drop a video, that means nothing big happened. If I do, I'll give you the update. And I'll get into speculation about that in just one moment. The Daima thing, that's going to be the following day, the 22nd at 1 p.m., which is going to be late at night for us over here the previous night. I don't know what they're going to announce as far as Daima goes, because Daima's finished. Daima is complete. Like, the series has already, production is done with Daima. It's ready to go, with the exception of course, the voice recordings and editing of the sound and things like that. So I don't know what else they could possibly say. It could be another situation where Akio comes out there and shows us some Toriyama art or gives us some behind the scenes story. It could be interesting, but I don't know. They're probably not going to announce anything new. I don't foresee that when it comes to Daima. Now, when it comes to Super, all I'm going to say is this. I don't believe the movie announcement will be at this event. I don't think so, because as far as I know right now, the movie's not in production. It may be in pre-production, I don't know, but it's not currently in production. Not as of right now, this moment. Now, with that being said, the other big question is, what about the Super manga? Because, as many of you know, the Super manga's been gone since March of this year after the passing of Toriyama. It's been on hiatus, and Toyotaro said in interviews with Victor Uchida he's going to come back and finish, and there's still an unfinished plot thread with Black Frieza that at this point was over 2 years ago. I don't know if y'all remember this, but Black Frieza was August of 2022. That's how long ago it was. So, as far as the manga continuing, I'm going to say this. Keep your expectations low. Listen to me. Keep your expectations low. What that means is, I don't know if they're going to announce something. I haven't heard anything about them announcing the manga returning, but it's strange that it's already been 9 months and nothing, and they do need to at least finish the Black Frieza story. At least that. If they're not going to keep going, like, for the new story arc, they need to at least figure out what they're going to do with that, because that is right now unresolved. So, and there's other stuff too, but that's the big one. So that's what I have for you today.
But no, like I was already saying, Toyotaro can easily go ahead and wrap up Black Frieza and begin his transition into, what he actually wants to write in the future. So, you dig? We already know Super Saiyan 4 is going to be coming back. He's going to bring back the tales I already know to do, because he likes drawing them. So, and that's his transformation that he came up with. So, therefore, why would you not want to draw your, investment in your future? Shout out to Toritaro, though. We'll see what he does. But that was the video about Jump Festa. Shout out to Jump Festa. Y'all know to keep up with Dragon Ball information. We try to keep up with you sometimes, but we on here every week.
Take care. Check out the video I did yesterday on the power of Future Trunks. Should be on your screen right now. And I will see you guys real soon. Take care.
even non-existent, and to defeat them, they will need a fusion or a new transformation. I think that by now, most of you must have understood what I'm talking about, right? That's right, guys. I'm saying that Vegeta, the Prince of the Saiyans, and one of, if not the proudest character in Dragon Ball, has finally reached the power of Super Saiyan 3. Right now, some of you might be laughing at something ridiculous that would never happen. But is this really impossible to happen? No, guys, it is actually totally possible to happen. And there is a good chance that it will end up happening in future episodes of Dragon Ball Daima. With that in mind, you may be wondering how this could be possible, since Vegeta never used the Super Saiyan 3 transformation in Dragon Ball Super. Don't worry about that, because I'm going to explain how all this happened and why Vegeta never demonstrated his ability to use Super Saiyan 3 any other time in Dragon Ball Super. Well, there are several reasons why Vegeta never used this transformation in Dragon Ball Super, and one of them would be because of its disadvantage, which is the large amount of
Morning, so good to see you. How you doing? Y'all need to go check out the Blood Files every day.
Traces the Simpsons family tree. The episode starts with Miss Hoover assigning the class of projects to research their family trees. Lisa is thrilled, but soon realizes that no one in her family is particularly notable. However, through her diligence, she discovers Eliza Simpson's old diary. It talks about how Eliza helped free a slave named Virgil from Colonel Burns. Suddenly, Homer interrupts and hides the diary, telling Lisa the Simpsons' motto, "Quit while you're ahead." But Lisa refuses to do so. She continues reading about Eliza's bravery, but the pages are too brittle to narrate any further events. Luckily, Mabel Simpson's cookbook has the story of how Eliza succeeded in helping Virgil. Feeling proud, Lisa presents Eliza's heroic story to the class, but Milhouse calls her a liar. Apparently, Milhouse's ancestors saw Hiram, Eliza's father, telling Colonel Burns where they hid Virgil. First, a library film archive of 100-year-old Eliza confirms that the slave was never freed.
But there's no noble Simpson.
But Grandpa Abe knows a different ending. To cheer up Lisa, Abe reveals that Mabel saved Virgil from Colonel Burns. He escapes to Canada, fell in love, and kept the name Simpson. Hearing that, Lisa's more than happy and proud of her ancestry. Now you know.
I was pleasantly surprised that the man known as Zed, the producer of the music for Dragon Ball Daima's intro and outro, was rocking a shirt from the Geekdom 101 store. That means that he is a member of the Geek Army. Somebody who worked on Daima is a member of the Geek Army. And guess what? You can get this too. Right now, back in the Geekdom 101 store, the vintage Dragon Ball Super Mario Bros. 3 Fusion merch. You can get shirts, hoodies, different types of styles. You can get an art piece, and it ships anywhere in the world, almost anywhere, in various colors and sizes. Only available for a limited time. Do not wait. Get yours today. The link will be down below. Dragon Ball Daima Episode 9 is called Thieves, following up with a very well-received and great episode with Episode 8, where we had like a good mix of this phenomenal fight on one hand and this new lore expansion on the other, and the plot continuing. Would Episode 9 follow suit? Episode 9 of Dragon Ball Daima is really the tale of two episodes, meaning that the first half of this episode and the second half of this episode were really, really different. Totally different vibe, and not necessarily in a bad way, although I do have my criticisms, and I'll get to them here on this review. So hang on tight, leave a comment, of course, with your thoughts on the episode, as well as don't forget to leave a like on this review. So the first half of this episode was in many ways more like the early Dragon Ball, the early Daima stuff. I'm not going to say it's a slice of life type of thing, although there were elements of that, but it felt very much like an episodic adventure involving the 3-star Dragon Ball being stolen by some thieves and Goku going to retrieve them. And I'll go more into detail on that a little bit here in just a moment. Now, the second half of the episode is where things actually got interesting, and that is Vegeta's not only his arrival in the Demon Realm, but actually meeting up with Goku, and there's some action. We saw Vegeta kick a lot of rear end in this episode. If you're a Vegeta fan, you're finally going to get what you want from Vegeta in this episode, because there's, he's just a beast in this episode. And besides just that, the last part of this episode has a very ominous cliffhanger, because the new Majin Buu that was teased last week, created by Marva, is finally complete. Now, if you've been following the leaks here on the channel, if you've been following the spoilers we've been covering literally all year, but specifically about 3 months ago, September 14th, you know of what this is. And this is, of course, Majin Ku. Well, I don't want to go into any more spoilers if you don't want to be spoiled, but there's a lot more to come with this whole Marva Arinsu plot, okay? If you've seen the leaks, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I'm not going to go into details about what happens later, but I will tell you that this Majin Ku was indeed created from Saibai-Man seeds. And it's Saibai-Man in the dub, Saibai-Man in the Japanese, because I believe Saibai means like root or something like that. I covered that a while ago and I forgot what it meant. There's a pun there. But what happens is, Rinsu has these Saibai-Man seeds and it mixes it with like the other ingredients to create this Majin Buu, and we have the birth of Majin Ku, who is being voiced by Tomokazu Seki. So that is the next big threat, one of the big threats that Dr. Arinsu is cooking up. So in many ways, the first half of this episode, I think people are going to complain about because it feels like it wasn't necessary, and part of me kind of agrees. When it comes to like thievery in Dragon Ball, like the Dragon Balls being stolen, this is a very common thing that we see in the series going all the way back to the OG Dragon Ball era into Dragon Ball Z. Yamcha's trying to steal them from Goku, Pilaf's trying to steal them. You know, that's kind of how things were. And then even in Z, with like the Namek arc, you've got like Vegeta and then Gohan and Krillin and Frieza all trying to get their hands on the balls. So people stealing Dragon Balls from each other is a classic Dragon Ball story. It's nothing new here. However, I felt like it maybe was a bit unnecessary. I had fun with it. It wasn't boring or anything. But again, we're talking about a series that's 20 episodes. I think at this time, they should use their time a little bit more wisely. Now, the Vegeta stuff in the second half, I loved. And if it were up to me, I think I would have probably given more shine to Vegeta in this episode. Like, if it were up to me, because Goku's been the center of everything going back to episode 1, and yes, he is the main character, but I would have preferred it if Goku maybe went to the hotel, because they go to a hotel like Goku, Glorio, Pansy, and Shin. They go to a hotel to like spend the night or whatever before they move on with their quest, and then Vegeta arrives. I would have preferred if maybe Goku went to sleep, they cut out the stuff with the thieves, and they sort of made the whole episode about Vegeta. I would have liked that a little bit more. Again, you have to remember, this series was like 30 episodes or even like 27. It wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I wanted a bit more shine on Vegeta, but he did get plenty of it in the second half. Ultimately, the second half of this episode really was the shining point. I think a lot of folks will probably agree with that when they see it. If they haven't yet, the first half was not like terrible or anything like that. We did find out that Pansy has a tracking device on the Dragon Balls, so they're kind of impossible to steal at this point. And we were also reminded that Goku oftentimes will get up in the middle of the night just to go train, because why not? I mean, he's Goku, man. That's what he does. So the plot is moving. Maybe not as fast as I would have preferred it, or many of you would have preferred it. But like I said, the last half of this episode, the second half of it, I thought used its time very wisely. My thing is, with these upcoming battles, especially with Majin Ku and whatever else comes down the pipeline, I want them to have more time. Granted, I think we're going to see a lot of fights similar to the fight we had with Tamagami 3, where they're not going to be super long, maybe half of an episode, or maybe, you know, a piece of an episode. And it's definitely not the same as how things were back in the Dragon Ball Z era, when you had a lot of fights go 2, 4, sometimes 8 or more episodes. I mean, Goku versus Frieza goes on forever in the Z portion of the series in the anime. Now, in the manga, it's much faster. So I think with Daima, they're trying to match it up more with the manga type of pacing than the anime when it comes to the fights specifically. The important thing is that the key fights coming up in the last half of the show, they have to deliver. They have to. I'm not one of those guys that only cares about fights in Dragon Ball. I watch it for a lot of different reasons. The characters, the comedy, just the animation, the music. I like a lot of different things about the series. So it's not just that, but it is ultimately an action-adventure show. That's what it is. I mean, you can't deny it with some comedy. So, you know, the fights have to deliver. So I think the important thing is the big final fight or the final few fights have to really knock it out of the park. And we're going to obviously be witness to that early next year, in the first quarter of next year when we get there. One of the things that you should be aware of is that Majin Ku's design is a little goofy looking. It's kind of supposed to be like that because this is not the final boss. This is not going to be like, you know, the battle with Kid Buu where everybody was like desperate to beat this guy, and that's not how this is going to go down. So I think Toriyama was making him look goofy on purpose because this is just sort of a wannabe. Like, this is not going to be anywhere near the terrifying power of the original Majin Buu. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be like a situation where this thing blows up a whole planet or anything like that, like what Buu did. This is just going to be, in many ways, a counterfeit Buu. That's the way it was described to me back over the summer. So that remains to be seen as far as how much of a challenge they'll actually be, especially with Goku and Vegeta now being together in the Demon Realm, even though they're not quite together just yet. But yeah, the first half, like, Goku has this funny little bear hat on, and again, it's all sort of like I mentioned slice of life. It's not really that, but it sort of is. It's sort of like a mix, a caper. Let's just call it a caper. The guys who stole the Dragon Balls from Goku and them, or the Dragon Ball, I may have said balls there, I meant to say 3-star ball. That's their names, as far as I've seen, their official names are Gargoyle and Werewolf. I don't know if they're going to change the name for the dub or maybe give them different names later on, but that's the names that I was told about many, many months ago. I saw it. And so these two guys, as you can see in the next episode preview, they steal the Dragon Balls, go off to this cave. Pansy gives Goku the tracking device. He goes to find them. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's essentially the whole first half of this episode. A little bit of comedy, a little bit of a caper, try to slow things down from last week, and then we move on to the Vegeta part. So what ends up happening is those same guys from Daima episode 3, the ones that stole Glorio's ship, steal, it's the same exact thing happens to Vegeta. They steal their ship, the one that King Kadan gave to them that Hybius was piloting. And it shows this like flashback of what happened, and we see Vegeta in like a nightclub. I'm not even making this up. Vegeta, this is so, I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd ever see this. Vegeta in a nightclub, right? They get into a little brawl. Again, I don't want to say Star Wars, but it reminds me of that scene in Attack of the Clones where Obi-Wan's in that nightclub, that bar, and that guy wants to buy death sticks. It wasn't quite like that, but it gave me those vibes. Vegeta beats them up, and in return, it's like what happened with Goku. They steal the ship. That's their payback. You beat us up, we're going to steal your ship. So another big plot point that I think moved the story along is that Goma now knows that the people he turned to kids on Earth are now in the Demon Realm, and they're coming for Dende. So Goma's getting really upset at this, and Degasu for a minute kind of looks like he's afraid. So this could be a situation where Goma's kind of like Garlic Jr. in that he's got the little runt form, played up for laughs, little short guy, and then when he gets mad, you know, maybe he gets really big and strong, or he's definitely a magic user. So it could be a thing where maybe Degasu's not afraid of Goma's like physical strength, but afraid of the kind of magic he wields. They have talked numerous times in Daima about Goma being a very powerful magician. We do have a scene where Goku meets up with Vegeta, so we have all 8 of them together, albeit not forever. Vegeta wants to get in Glorio's ship, or, well, King Kadan's ship, but they can't fit, so Pansy wants to go call her dad to bring them a new ship, since the other one was, Vegeta's other ship was stolen, the one that Hybius took with him. So then Goku just leaves, and Vegeta gets mad. He just takes off because they have to go to Warp Sama to get to Demon World 2. But then, as luck would have it, the guys from the nightclub or the bar show up wanting to fight Vegeta. Of course, Vegeta would be more than happy to kick their ass again. Vegeta just embarrasses these guys. He's in his base form, no need to transform. Piccolo does a little bit at the end, but he just goes in and just smashes these dudes up. I mean, and they deserve it because remember, these guys also stole Glorio's ship. And I was wondering if Goku and them were ever going to run into them again and sort of avenge the fact that they stole the ship. But Vegeta's the one that gets to get the, he gets the satisfaction for the audience. We as the audience finally get to see those guys get beaten up again, this time for stealing the ship. I like the fact that these dudes are basically picking fights and doing criminal activity, but they always get their comeuppance. They always end up getting beaten up by someone from the main cast. So they do get their ship back, so there's no need to wait for any more ships from King Kadan. And I was glad because if they had to wait for another ship, it would have slowed this down even more. So, in the final part of the episode, it's the creation of Majin Buu. Marba actually talks about how, well, they have Cyberman seeds, and she says that the little bit that Arinsu got of Majin Buu is just not enough to make it chemically work. So they throw in the Cyberman seed to kind of help this monster grow. I know it sounds like Rita Repulsa, but that's what happens here. Now, when it comes to the Cyberman seeds, right, you know, we talked about this a little bit earlier, and I did talk about this in the video from September 14th where we talked about Majin Buu and the leak. It appears like Dr. Arinsu has Cyberman seeds. Now, does that mean that the Cybermen are from the demon realm? Well, they have pointy ears. Does it mean that she stole them from a Saiyan? Are the Saiyans tied into the demon realm? That's been speculation for a while. None of that is revealed yet, so I don't know, and I'm being genuine here. I don't know what the tie-ins are with all that just yet, but if they reveal the Cybermen are from the demon realm, then that just makes sense because they have the pointy ears. But again, we go down that road of, well, is everyone from the demon realm? Namekians, Kais, the Cybermen, like, you know, there's so many people, Majin Buu, you know, it just feels like they're maybe going a bit too much with this demon realm stuff. You know, I like the lore, but it's sort of becoming monotonous. However, I'm not going to judge it yet. I'm going to wait and see what they explain. But it's like a Cyberman mixed with Kid Buu. I mean, he looks a little tiny bit maybe like some of the shadow dragons, like the fire dragon. A little tiny bit, but not a lot. It just really looks like a fusion of a Cyberman and Kid Buu. Like, that's the way I see it. As simple as it gets. And really, you know, that's what's in the cauldron, so it makes sense. So Dr. Arinsu tells Majin Buu to go take out Tamagami 1 and get the Dragon Ball. Now, I have been talking about this on the Super Magic Show. You've been paying attention. I've said that there's a fight coming up where one of the Tamagamis faces off against a character that has not been revealed yet. I've been talking about this on streams and maybe even a few reviews, that the Tamagamis don't just fight Goku and them, that they're going to fight somebody else. And here you go. So she wants the demonic Dragon Balls for herself. She wants Ku to defeat Tamagami 1 and take that Dragon Ball. So obviously Goku's probably going to get the Tamagami 2 first. Maybe, I guess we'll see what happens, but things are finally starting to move as we have these different factions. Rinsu wants the Dragon Balls. Goku and them want the Dragon Balls. Glorio's the mole. Goma. Like, this is the stuff I wanted from Daima. This is what I'm into. They're all going to do battle for the Dragon Balls, and hopefully starting with next week's episode 10 all the way to the finale, we get a lot less of these guys sleeping in motels and, you know, a little bit of comedy's okay. I mean, obviously, it makes sense. We'll probably get some more lore in Demon World 2, especially with Piccolo there, and them learning about the Namekians and the Glins and all that. So we'll get more of that, I think. But now things are starting to really move. So that's good. I'll go more into all this with a breakdown tomorrow. Right now on your screen is a video I dropped recently about the creation of Dragon Ball Z, how Dragon Ball Z was created, plus Cell versus Deborah, who would actually win, plus a very special interview on Sunday with the voice of Piccolo Mini from the dub of Daima. Join us live. Your questions will be asked. I love you. Take care.
C'è Freddy Fazbear.
And for today's feature presentation, shouts out to your boy Unreal Link Gaming. Y'all know to go check him out on all his socials so you can actually see the videos when they come up, or join his Patreon and get them over there faster than that. Shouts out to y'all for doing what y'all do. Support who you support. Now, let's see. I cut the volume back on. This should be coming up here in a second. Y'all know I'm twisting up, so hell, we'll wait for it.
Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of Unreal Gaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Sid?
I already joined this Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. Did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
You blew up the domino. You blew up the domino! And you're laughing. You realize the fucking crisis here?
Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else, you'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours.
Pack your yards. Pack your yards.
Man, how did I forget to start this? Because I always forget to start this. uh, Start recording. I hit the wrong button. Welcome back, hot dogs. Y'all already know we got a Super Saturday going. So we gonna record this for the Rumble side, and you know, shout out to Rumble. I be forgetting about Rumble these days, so I gotta record that video. But y'all already know. Let's get back to it.
Oh dear, in all my years of watching, learning, and standing by the ethics and law of the angels, I never would have foreseen a situation like this ever having to take place. But I fear that the worst of it all
Shouts out to
The
Luis.
worst of it all is still yet to come, because now that the original and first demon god has been awakened and free from his shackles which kept him locked away for millions of years, if we don't start to mobilize and prepare for something soon, then I'm afraid that the entire multiverse, along with every living organism within them, are in extreme danger.
As our story continues now, following the initial events of the demon Kibi being shown having to finally set Goku free, as with Goku now finally being shown having to exit from the demon realm and now making his way back on over to Earth, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Whoa, okay, there we are, phew. I'm finally back home where I belong and out of that realm for good. Talk about a close call back there. Well, now that I'm back, where the heck am I? This looks like some kind of a tropical forest, which means that I'm pretty far away from the others, but, well, at least I can still still sense all of them here, so I'd better hurry and head back to the lookout and see if I can talk to Dende because I can't seem to sense Vegeta's energy anywhere. I gotta go see where he is, but boy am I glad to be back. And what a terrible and evil realm that demon realm was. And with everything that they're planning down there, I have to go and see if I can talk to Lord Beerus and Whis immediately. And of all the possible things, those demons want to go and try and resurrect Myrno after being erased. Well, I can't let that happen, but let's try and find Vegeta first before any of those demons do.
Let's
but
it's too late.
He's not on Earth, which means that he's
They
more
already
than
done
likely on
cracked off.
Beerus' planet. Wait, hold on. I can sense Gohan and Piccolo in that area over there, Goku continues. Well, I better go and let them in on everything since I'm more than sure that Vegeta is talking to Lord Beerus and Whis about everything right now, too. And so I better go now then, and for our sake, let's just hope that more of those things didn't show up like they did before, so I can't just go and waste any more time, to which as Goku from there was shown using instant transmission. We only from there pan on over and seeing as to how Bulma and Dr. Hedo were assisting and helping both Piccolo and Gohan, as Dr. Hedo went on to patch Gohan up by then responding. Well, these are some really nasty cuts that you have there, but just give me 1 second so I can scoop up one last drop while Hachimaru patches you right back up. Well, thanks a lot, Dr. Hedo, and I wonder what exactly you and Bulma will be able to find with all of the data that you keep sampling from these drops of blood that you're collecting, because whatever the heck that wasn't anything that me and Piccolo have ever seen before. But then, it was only just a few seconds before Goku's initial re-entry was when Piccolo went on to send something by then responding. Wait, hold on, does anyone else sense that too? Something's coming. Oh no, you don't. Not again. Oh no, I don't think so, creature. You and your gang of monsters don't stand a chance, Piccolo went on to shout, as even with Gamma 1 having to look on, as Piccolo had inadvertently gone as far as to now punch Goku who had re-entered square in the face, it was when only then everyone began to realize that this in fact wasn't a demon, but in fact Goku, as Gamma 1 went on to respond, Hey, that's not a monster. Wait, what in the world? Goku, Piccolo shouts? What are you doing here? Dad? But where the heck did he just drop in from Gohan? It's Goku, Dr. Hedo shouts, and it looks like he was finally able to make it back and find us after all. Well, that was awkward, with Goku being shown rubbing his face and then responding, Ouch, jeez, what's got you on edge like this all of a sudden, Piccolo? That hurt, you know. Sorry about that, Goku. It's been a long day already, and, well, the last person that I was expecting to see just show up from out of nowhere like that was you, with Bulma then having to shout, What's wrong with you, Goku? You can't just go sneaking up on us like that, you know? Right, well, sorry about that, Bulma, but if I knew I'd get punched in the face like that, then I just would have used the door. Gohan and I were randomly attacked not long after you went missing, so we're a little on edge after what happened today, Piccolo responds. Wait, you guys were attacked here too? Oh, well, that explains a lot then, but I just wasn't expecting for more and more of them to start crossing on over after I went into that realm. And just in case you're all wondering, the reason as to why I was gone for as long as I was is because, well, I found myself trapped within the demon realm the entire time, as Gohan and Dr. Hedo went on to shout, The demon realm? The legend of the demon realm was often talked about on planet Namek, but I never took any of it as being something that was true, well, until having to learn of there being multiple realms, with our universe having one as well. But what happened, Piccolo then went on to question. What did you see while you were down there, and better yet, what did you learn? Because we were told that the creature that you and Vegeta had battled had wanted to take a sample of your blood for some reason, and well, because strangely enough, that was exactly what had happened with me and Gohan a few hours ago. Wait, they went and stole your blood too, Goku then went on to question? Well, I at least know as to why they wanted to take our blood, and even though I don't know how to describe this without sounding crazy, but, well, I ended up coming face to face with some kind of a shadow demon that looked just like me, who was created from the blood that was taken from me. But not only just that, but I also came face to face with the demon realm's so-called Dark Masters, and there are 4 of them. And though I can't really say too much about them, what I do know is that all 4 of them are extremely powerful, Goku continues. One of them even froze me in place, while the other just sucked my Ultra Instinct power right out of my body like some kind of a vacuum. So they're very very dangerous, and from what I saw, they're also putting together a massive army too. And what's even worse is that they all seem to serve under one leader, Goku continues. They mentioned him as being some sort of a demon god, the first of his kind, or something like that, and, well, while he's currently sealed away in some kind of a prison, they plan on releasing him by using the Super Dragon Balls they've stolen, and that's not the only thing they're looking to do either, Goku continues, because after using the Super Dragon Balls to free this Raijin, they are also planning to use the Dragon Balls to try and resurrect Murno back to life and control him by using him as a weapon, so that way he could go and do their dirty work for them, as everyone then went on to shout, "To resurrect Murno!" The doctor, who is this Murno that they speak of, Gamma 1 went on to ask. Was that the angel that you went on to tell me about just around a year ago, with Dr. Hedo responding, "Well, sadly, I believe it is. He's the angel that the others had spoken about, who nearly went on to destroy the entire multiverse after he was thought to have been once destroyed. So this isn't good, Gamma 1. This isn't good at all." "Oh, I knew it. What did I tell you, Gohan? I knew that something was up, especially after having to hear about some random creature just speak about this, almost as though he was there to see it all for himself when going after your dad and Vegeta. And now that we know for it to be true, we can't stand around and allow for what happened before to happen again." "You're right," Gohan responds, "and with the Super Dragon Balls down there too, there's no telling on what they're going to try to use those things to wish for down there either." "Right, and the last thing that we need is to find ourselves going head-to-head against that monster Murno again. And so before anything, we have to try and stop those Dark Masters from wishing Murno back to life by any means necessary." As Dr. Hedo went on to then chime in, "Well, then it's better to be prepared just in case anything were to happen then, so I have an idea. What me and Bulma will do is we'll go and look more into seeing what we can find from this demon horn that Piccolo and Gohan had brought back, and see if we can find a way to use their own blood as a weapon against them. And so it won't be easy, but we have to try something and not sit around and wait," Dr. Hedo continues. "Then in that case, I'll go and head back over to the lookout and let Dende and the others know about what's going on while I go and try to find Vegeta after. And so whatever happens moving forward is something that we have to be ready for," with Bulma having to respond, "Oh, please make sure that Vegeta is safe, Goku. I think Vegeta will be just fine, but it's the others that I'm worried about," Goku continues. "So if it's not too much to ask for, we may need to go and get the boys ready just in case if things get a little messy around here in case we need them. So could you please let Trunks and Goten along with Chi-Chi know about what's going on around here and pass it all down?" "Well, if that's the case," Piccolo went on to then quickly respond, "you and Gohan can go and head out, and I'll meet with you guys later. What I'll go and do is let the others in on what's going on, because we'll need all the help that we can get, especially if they're building an army down there." "Sounds good then," Goku responds. "Just please be careful out there, Piccolo. Signal me in case your hands get a little sticky out there too, okay?" With Piccolo responding, "Yeah, well, you know me, I'll be fine, but I would also advise for you to try and inform both Beerus and Whis, so that way they can also go and warn the other destroyers, warriors, and angels as well, because if this goes far beyond our control," Piccolo continues, "then we're going to need all the help that we can get out there." To which, as Gohan was then shown grabbing onto Goku's shoulder, was when Gohan went on to then chime in, "Let's do this then, Dad. I'll ride with you and see that I come and help just in case I'm needed." With Goku responding, "Thank you, Gohan. We'll see you all soon, and Gamma 1, do whatever it is that you need to do in order to protect everyone here, okay? So we're off." To which, as Goku was then shown using instant transmission, was when Bulma then went on to respond, "Oh gosh, I hope that they're all going to be safe out there, and I also hope that for our sake that monster angel isn't brought back to life either." "Hey Bulma," Dr. Hedo went on to then quickly respond, "come here for a moment. And I believe I have an idea here that just might work, for I also believe that it's time that we start to finalize our coding for Project CC Cell Pro. But first, I think that we can do something with this demon's DNA that will work," Hedo continues. As in the meantime, during all of this, when venturing back on over into the time chamber and now seeing the Super Dragon once again having to re-emerge, was when the Super Dragon then went on to respond, "You who have gathered together all 7 of the Super Dragon Balls, what is your wish?" With Dark Master Gira having to chime in, "Just look at the sheer size of that dragon. I have never been more ready for Lord Raijin to finally return to us." With Dark Master Toro responding, "Excellent, for the hour of our great master's return is finally upon us. No longer will we continue to remain locked away, for it is finally time for the rightful God King of the Underworld to rise again and lead us to glory. And with everything going according to our plan," Toro continues, "there will be nothing and no one left who will stand in our way ever again." on this day, here and now, will mark the very moment of everything having to change and change forever. All right, Dragon, now listen closely, Toro continues. Our wish is to break the ancient angelic seal that binds our leader and release the god of the demon realm from his captive prison. We wish for the god of the underworld to be set free at once. Release the god of the demon realm at once, Dragon, with the super dragon responding, your wish to undo the angelic seal that binds the god of the demon realm known as Raijin shall be granted. To which back in the demon realm, as the entire realm itself was now beginning to shake, all of the chains that were shown having to keep Raijin sealed within this pod were now beginning to break loose, as Toro then went on to chime back in. Good, very good. At long last, the day of our master's return is finally here, Dark Lords. As with the entire demon realm now seemingly having to shake under the tremendous pressure of Raijin's return was when General Raigo went on to chime in. That energy, could it really be? Our master has finally been awakened. The containment chamber has been opened. We must quickly gather together in the name of welcoming our leader back into power immediately. And so now quickly, demons of the underworld, the hour of Lord Raijin's return has finally arrived. Assemble yourselves on my position and bow your heads before Lord Raijin's return now. Even back within the time chamber, as the other Dark Masters were now beginning to feel Raijin's power, was when Dark Master Drogo went on to chime in. What incredible energy. Lord Raijin's power can even be sensed from all the way inside of the time chamber as well. It's best if we go now, with Toro responding, I agree, and so we will return back inside of the time chamber as soon as we welcome Lord Raijin back into the demon realm. And as soon as we are done, we are to come back inside and continue to use the Super Dragon Balls as a way to further our plans after. So now let us go and go now. What an incredibly frightening power, the Demon Kibi went on to then quickly chime in by noticing. I never would have imagined for Master Raijin's power to be this large, but it looks as though the Dark Masters have truly done it. And what's even more amazing, Demon Dubo went on to then chime in, is seeing the entire demon realm tremble under the weight of Lord Raijin's incredible power, and look there. It looks as though all of the demons are beginning to gather near the chamber where Lord Raijin will be set to emerge. So come now, for it would be best for us to go immediately as well, boy. Yes, a good idea, Kibi responds. Then let us go before it's too late. Can you feel that, Dark Lords? Our master's time has finally arrived since the days where he was sealed and locked away, Toro responds. And Master Raijin's power is far beyond what I ever could have imagined for it to be, even while sealed away for such a long time. For let us bow, Bakara says, as Toro went on to then respond. And now, for those who can hear the sound of my voice, bow down and pay your respects to our God King's ultimate return to power as Lord Raijin is here. We are at your service, O great God of the Demon Realm, General Raigo went on to then utter. For we have waited for your return now for millions of years, O great one, in which upon a hand now being shown having to emerge from the chamber was when Toro then went on to respond. Yes, can you feel it, Dark Lords? Our master has finally been set free. As it was finally now through the other side, as the Demon Realm's Dark Demon King was now shown finally having to emerge, was when General Raiga then went on to chime in. Venerable Dark Lord of the Demon Realm, we humbly kneel before your return in both admiration and appreciation of your awakening. We kneel before you as your servants as we are ready to give up our lives in your name, sire, Dark Master Bakaro responds. We are at your service, Lord Raijin Giro went on to then also chime in. Your every wish and desire is ours to grant, Master. Great Lord of the Underworld, we are all here at your service once more, for we want to welcome you back to your kingdom, my lord. We here, along with the entire Demon Realm, stand ready and wait on your command. As the Dark Demon God Raijin then went on to respond, it's been eons since I last laid my eyes on the four of you. Now rise. I can sense that much has changed since I was imprisoned within this realm by the hands of that angel and his father. But nevertheless, the angelic seal that was used to seal me, how was it broken? Raijin questions, with Toro responding, we went and gathered all 7 of the Super Dragon Balls and wished to undo the seal that kept you in prison, Master. Interesting. It's been so very long. so very hungry. A blood offering is in order, Raijin went on to then point out surprisingly by responding. I have gone long enough without the taste of fresh blood, and so a sacrifice must be made here and now. So therefore, I choose you. In which from out of nowhere, the moment the demon god Raijin was from that point then shown dragging along one of his own demons and having to use him as a sacrifice was when the demon god Raijin went on to then respond, I've longed for a delectable meal prior to being sealed away, and so therefore you will be the one who will satisfy my hunger here and now. But fear not, young demon, for you are only serving your purpose in this world by offering yourself as a sacrifice, Raijin continues, and as such, your fate has already been sealed. Now do yourself a favor for the both of us and stay right where you are and hold still, demon. This won't take long. To which upon Raijin now being shown sinking his teeth into the demon's neck was when Giro went on to respond, well, this was a bit of an unexpected scenario to witness unfold, and a very surprising one as well, to say the least. He's eating one of his very own, Bakara went on to then utter. But why not just offer up the sand instead, with Toro quickly cutting in. Quiet, Bakara! You are in no position to question Lord Raijin's actions or what he chooses to do. Your blood isn't as sweet as that of an angel, but it'll be enough to hold out until I find another creature to feast upon. However, I require more than just your blood, Raijin continues, for my hunger knows no bound. So I require more. Why throw a fresh young body away when it can be properly disposed of, Raijin questions. To where within that very moment, as surprisingly enough with Raijin now shown having to impale this young demon through the chest and having to grab onto his heart, was when Raijin then went on to continue, you have my respect for offering yourself up as being my first meal in millions of years. So your beating heart will do, young one, for it is my absolute favorite organ to feast on.
So for those who ain't paying attention, shouts out to the people not paying attention. With him first being summoned, the first thing this guy does is what? Kill somebody. Cool. He's a demon god. Eats their heart. God damn it, he's really a demon god. He's like, I need to, eat. We hungry gods eat too. You see what I'm saying? He eats hearts, apparently. Shouts out to him. Yeah, I'm out here breaking hearts. He out here eating them. You see what I'm saying? Shouts out to whatever happens.
And now that I have it, your services to me are no longer needed. We hope that this offering appeases you, Great One, Toro went on to then quickly chime in. Is there anything else that you would want for us to carry out and do for you, my lord? With Raijin then being shown responding, I require information at once, with Toro having to respond, as you wish, master. And what kind of information do you desire to know about, Great One? First, I want to start with the four of you, Raijin responds. You were all locked away by that wretched angel Murno after I was, so how were the four of you able to break free? And how was the seal that had locked this realm away suddenly opened, and when? There is much that I want to know, for I can sense that many great changes have taken place since my battle with the Grand Priest's firstborn angel. So what have you learned since I've been away, Raijin questions. I may have grown older in age, but I am not naive. Go and speak now. What do you know of what happened, Raijin further questions? For I can also sense that you were able to acquire my staff and use it to garner what you needed. So now I would want all of you to tell me everything now. So speak. With Toro having to then respond, the Supreme Angel whom we've battled against was overtaken by the very evil that was brewing within his soul, my lord. Murno turned against all of the gods, including the Grand Priest, after assuming that Murno had originally been erased, only to later find out that Murno had split his essence into several clones, rebuilding himself within the voids of time until he later returned to further go on and initiate war against the multiverse. He was nearly successful, but was later destroyed by both the Grand Minister and the Omni Kings, erased without a trace of him left behind in the process. His power, however, was far above and beyond anything that we could have imagined for it to be, dwarfing mortals, destroyers, and even angels angels until meeting his end by the hands of his father after transforming and revealing some kind of an Omni fighting form that managed to tear into the rogue angel before he was erased, Toro continues. Myrno's battle with the Grand Priest is what created shockwaves throughout every realm, which as a result had shattered the very seal that was placed over the demon realm in setting us free as a result of Myrno's war with the multiverse itself, my lord. Interesting, Raijin responds. So, the evil that I had seen within his heart had finally overtaken him after all. And this power of his that you speak of, Toro, you say that only the Grand Priest was able to surpass it after transforming? I see. I knew that angel was going to turn against his own kind sooner or later, but I did not expect for it to have ended the way that it did, Raijin continues. In my prime, I was able to give this former angel a worthy challenge, but this ultimate new power that you speak of appears to have been very different than the one that I remember fighting against. And you also speak of the Omni King as though you imply that there is more than one, which was why I was able to feel two life forces instead of one many years ago, I see. So it was Myrno's battle with his father that led to our freedom, especially if this power of his was that great to have shaken the very core of the multiverse itself. Maybe a power of that magnitude could prove to be rather useful to me, Raijin continues. So, tell me then, with these super Dragon Balls that you've used, can the angel be wished back to life and enslaved to only serve me by using their power, Raijin questions? If he was thought to have been erased before, can he be restored once again, or was his ultimate destruction irreversible? With Toro responding, unfortunately, his destruction is indeed irreversible, for we had attempted to wish for Myrno to be resurrected, but the dragon said that Myrno's destruction was beyond his power to grant, for it is forbidden. Myrno was erased in such a way where his very vessel along with his soul can never be restored under any condition. All traces of Myrno have been eradicated beyond anyone's ability to restore, Toro continues. He was beaten and chained, held by the Grand Priest and the Omni Kings, before nullifying his very existence to its core and making sure that he could never return. Irreversible, you say, Raijin responds. What interesting developments. Then if Myrno cannot be revived and be enslaved under my control, then there must be something that can be done about that power of his that he displayed. So tell me then, what exactly is the current status of these deities, Raijin questions? Explain to me on why there are 12 universes instead of 18. Have the other 6 universes been completely destroyed, with Toro responding, they have, Lord Raijin. As time went on following your imprisonment, the Omni King appeared to have been in a very bad mood and thus went on to erase all 6 universes in total, limiting the multiverse down to only 12 now. And as for the deities, well, we went and used the Super Dragon Balls to seal away the Grand Priest and the Omni Guards within the prison realm, since the Omni Kings couldn't have been wished to be destroyed, so we had the dragon put them both to sleep while locking them both away. And as for your staff, Lord Raijin, this was what we had used in order to look into finding out and seeing what had taken place while you've been away. Good, Raijin responds. Then there is much that needs to be done, especially now that I am awake, as I am limited by what I can do in my current state, but this too will soon also change. My objective of merging the multiverse with the demon realm and thus making everything as one will not be interrupted for a second time like it was again. Why destroy something when I can make it mine to rule over with an iron fist, Raijin questions. But in order for the demon realm to reign supreme over all life, I must go beyond what I once was in my prime, as I was once so feared and so powerful that they had to send Myrno down here to try and stop me, Raijin continues. But with Myrno gone and the others imprisoned, there is nothing and no one who will stand in my way ever again. I can also sense the life energy of many powerful mortal warriors spread throughout the multiverse as well, for they too are to be dealt with, which is why I will place my trust in the old guard to see this mission through until they are all destroyed. Furthermore, once I am restored and go beyond my prime, Raijin continues, I will begin the process of merging the multiverse with the demon realm, and Such a feat will require a very supreme power for me to wield in order to make that happen. So let it be known that from this moment forward, the demon realm will rise through the ashes and becoming the pinnacle dimension of existence as the multiverse bends their knee to our will. Our race will purge the cosmos of any and all life who dares to stand in our way. So let this henceforth be known as a declaration of war against the entire multiverse by purging the useless eaters and lazy gods from their resting places. But in order for that to happen, however, Raijin went on to then continue, there are a few things that I must go out of my way and get done before our final plan is complete. One of them being, since the angel Myrno has been utterly annihilated without the possibility of wishing for him to be revived and enslaved, then all that remains is that power that you spoke of. As this is where the four of you come in, for I want you all to go and use the Dragon Balls and wish for Myrno's essence and what had driven Myrno into becoming who he was into me. This, along with his full power, to be transferred directly into me so that our power can become one. The knowledge that he had along with this power you had spoken of will be merged within me to create the ultimate weapon of destruction. As the Dark Master Toro went on to quickly chime in, but my lord, this would be the first time that an angel's essence and power would be mixed with the blood and spirit of a demon god. For such an act has never in the history of our kind was ever shown to be attempted, as I'm also afraid that if something were to go wrong, then it could result in some kind of a negative chain reaction that may end up destroying you, my lord. And so I would highly advise that maybe you would, and I would highly advise, Raijin went on to quickly interrupt, that you watch your tone and remember whom it is that you're speaking with here, Toro. Do not mistake my age for weakness, demon, for I may be old, but I am still far stronger than all of you. You are to remember your place and remember who it is that you serve, Raijin continues. My wishes are not to be put into question, nor are they to be denied, demon. You are meant to serve me. Do you understand? With Toro having to respond, yes, I understand, Master Raijin. I do not wish to oppose your requests. Then let this be the first and last time that I address you, Raijin went on to warn Toro, for this will be your one and only warning. Don't you ever question my intentions and challenge my position ever again. For if you do, then I will tear your body wide open and eat your heart out while I keep you alive long enough to watch it all happen before you die. You are to know where you are and where you stand, so last time, demon. Now go and use those Super Dragon Balls and grant me the wish that I demand for right this moment. And do the rest of you understand? As the entire demon realm went on to then respond, we understand, Dark Lord, for we are in accordance to your every wish and every action, great demon god Raijin. As Raijin went on to then let Toro go by then continuing, I thought so, and I will not have the same mercy on you again, Toro. So consider yourself lucky to still be alive, and so now go. My order still stands for the four of you. As Toro went on to then catch his breath by then responding, yes, my lord, for we will need but a few hours within the time chamber before the Dragon Balls can be used again, and so once they recharge is when we will go and do as you wish, my lord, as your wishes will be ours to help see come true. And so now come then, Dark Lords. We must go and carry out Master Raijin's order at once. There is no time to be wasted while we have it. General Raiga, continue to strengthen the demon army and increase their numbers while we're away. To which, as the Dark Masters were then shown leaving, it only had now looked as though everything was seemingly going according to Raijin's plan, as Raijin then went on to say to himself, excellent. I knew that you would fall sooner or later upon battling you, Angel, but it's a shame that you had never listened to me, for you would have been a great ally to us if you did, but nevertheless, now that you are gone, that dark angelic power which you've used to wage war against the multiverse, along with the vast knowledge that you've collected, will soon be mine. And once I have this, then my next objective is to find and collect those configuration cubes, as it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the official Murno sequel, The Dark Masters manga chapter number 12 special, then comes to a close. Now, number one, you can make no mistake about the fact that with the demon god Raijin now set free and officially having to enter as being the one to govern the entirety of the demon realm, Raijin's overall objectives now seem to be very clear, as he does have a few that he wants to go by, especially now by understanding that after having to overhear everything that Murno had put the multiverse into is what Raijin is currently interested in which you can only imagine as to how crazy things are going to get, in which they are, especially going into manga chapter number 13. So again, this and so much more will be made available first on my Patreon for those of you out there that are members to see. So if you will not only want to support the fan manga content that you see on this channel, but also gain exclusive access and content, as well as my soundtracks, RPNGs, and so much more, then I do encourage for you guys to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/unrealendgaming, in which I will go on ahead and leave that link located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, because not only are the upcoming manga chapters going to be featured on there first before anywhere else, but you're also going to start to get a sense and see for yourselves as to where exactly Raijin comes from and why exactly Raijin is the dangerous entity that he perceives himself to be. So again, I cannot wait to show you guys more as things begin to unravel. So once again, I want to thank you all so much for watching, thank you all so much for your support, and thank you all so much for your feedback and for being patient with me, to which again, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel and of course love Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage for you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button, on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more. Thank you all so much for watching once again, because we are not done, so I hope you guys tune back in, as I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy guys and have a great day. Peace.
Hold it right there. Now, when did I say that we were finished? Because I didn't. For there is still so much more that's left for us to show you. So I'd stay right where you are if I were you. And now that you're here, we do hope that you all sit back and enjoy the following things that you're about to see, because we have all worked very hard in giving you the very best that we possibly can. So don't forget to subscribe to Unreal Ed Gaming before you go, and don't forget to give this video a like and comment down below. You still, of course, would like for me to train you, don't you? Well, if you do, then we hope you all sit back and enjoy.
いやいいやつだけど腕はすげえからオラワクワクすんだ。見直しただろ。やるだけやってやる。手抜いて勝てる相手じゃなさそうだな。オラに少しだけそろそろオラとやろうぜ。最高のベジータ、力で早く終わらせてもらうぞ。どうしてもやるんだな。なら手加減しねえぞ。コツ掴んだみてえだな。ご飯のやつやっと勘を取り戻してきた感じだな。忘れたのか？僕の皮膚はある程度の衝撃なら耐えられるように改造した。また吸収されたらかっこ悪いからな。あの時は本当にすみませんでした。また今度手合わせをお願いしてもいいですか？少しやりすぎてしまったみたいです。口からなんという威力だ。これはやるじゃないか。その程度の力ではお前に勝ち目はない。なんとこれが破壊神の力だというのか。相変わらず悪趣味な力だ。それってちょっと引くわ。皮膚を？もうあれか？これからってとこなのによ。から出し惜しみなしでいくぞ。窮地に陥って目が覚めたようだな。だが再逆転の可能性もあるぞ。素早く攻撃を攻撃でかわすとはいい反応だ。一人でもいい勝負ができっかもな。相手を頼むぜ。それならこっちはもっと超えてやるだけさ。オラたちがただの駒じゃねえってとこ見せてやろうぜ。混乱しているんだ。何をする？もっともっと強くなりてえ。次に戦うの楽しみにしてんぞ。おめえもそうなんだろ。今のオラが立ってる場所はあんたの時飛ばしのはるか先だ。これ以上やっても意味がねえ。こんなところで暴れてないでさっさと自分の星に蹴れ。これが神の光の力っちゅうやつなんか。久しぶりだな。これがオラの本気だ。ちょっとだけ手汗だ。本気で手合わせしようぜ。ここで負けるわけにはいかねえ。みんながいたから ほらここまで来れたんだ。おめえじゃオラには勝てねえ。今回はうまくいったみてえだ。仲間のためにもここで引くわけにはいかねえ。無意味じゃねえっちゅうことをオラが見してやる。今回こそ決着つけようぜ。遠慮はいらねえよな。ちょっと付き合ってもらうぞ。おめえほどのやつだったらこれがオラたちの力だ。こっからが本当の勝負だ。もう十分だ。
見事だ。お前の培ってきた武はまだ生きているということか。やはりお前には素質が十分ある。やはり奴はこの戦いでそれを実感したぞ。
正直勝った気がしない。父さんたちはまだ本気じゃない。尻尾もあるなんて本当に昔みたいだ。
強さと優しさを併せ持った素晴らしい選手だが、まさか神以外にいるとはな。
相手になってやる。オラが相手だ。なんとか耐え切ったぞ。
今回のことは父さんには内緒よ。
オラを止めてみろよ。仲間を傷つけるやつは許さねえぞ。おめえの思いここで一歩も行くわけにはいかねえ。少しつかめてきた気がするぞ。オラが受け取ったぞ。すんげえやつだった。けどオラもう一遍戦ってみて。
さすがは第六宇宙最強の殺し屋というべきか。圧巻だ。やはり破壊神は別格か。分かりきっていたことだ。ブルーになっても油断や手加減はなしか。
それが父さんの新しい力ですか。手加減はしませんよ。イカでご飯。そうすればおめえは全世界のどんなやつにも負けねえんだぞ。
それにしてもあんたよく助かったわね。
以後は僕の責任を取って、僕は少しくらい衝撃に耐えられるように皮膚を改造したんだ。
願いを言え。どんな願いも一つだけ叶えてやろう。大したことないのは貴様の方だったな。せいぜい楽しませてくれよ。まだ俺の恐ろしさが分かってないようだな。あとは俺が片付けていいのか。ちょっと挨拶が丁寧になりすぎちまったかな。せいぜい楽しませてくれよ。少しは俺を楽しませてくれるんだろうな。覚悟はいいか。すぐに仲間に合わせてやる。今度は俺が直々に殺してやるよ。あん時のことは水に流そうや。さてどいつから片付けてやるかな。いつまでもお前の言いなりじゃねえぞ。これからが本領発揮の時だ。まだかな。それは無理な願いだ。了解した。それでは失礼します。お前はここで始末しておかなくては。ひれ伏せゴミどもが。身の程知らずめ魔界の王の力味わうがいい。あまり調子に乗るなよ。
お前はこの宇宙をどうしようと俺には関係ない。この戦いは俺をさらに成長させた。これで分かっただろう。
歯応えのあるやつだったな。弱虫相手じゃ嬉しかねえな。
母さんが言っていたイメージとはだいぶ違っていた。似ていたが別人のようだな。俺はお前たちをまだ信用できない。試されていたのか。
軽く遊んでやる。バジル、お前のとっておきを叩き込んでみろ。なかなか見どころがありそうだ。戦術がまだまだ甘いぞ。さらに修行が必要だな。俺たちは修行で強くなる。俺の力も捨てたもんじゃないだろう。大したことないのは貴様の方だったな。なんだその面は。気に入らねえな。下級戦士の分際でこの俺様に喧嘩を売るとはな。俺が忘れたと思うな。貴様には誰も逆らえんのだ。お楽しみはこれからだ。笑わせるな。貴様の不安を決して差し上げましょう。魔界の王の力味わうがいい。もうお前は武道家ではない。無理をするな。
また拍手してあげてもいいわよ。
なんだその面は。気に入らねえな。少しはやるみてえだな。俺は名門でのエリート戦士だ。どんな願いも叶うっていうなんとかボールを探すんだったな。
面白いものが見れそうだ。腕比べというところか。幸運かもしれんぞ。真の恐怖を知った途端に死ぬことになるんだ。これで少しは面白くなるかな。お揃いでようこそ。さあやるではないか。ここまで楽しめるとは正直思わなかったぞ。
俺たちに歯向かうつもりか。その程度の戦闘力で気に入らねえな。なんだこいつは。リーゼル。そんなバカもいた気がする。早速始まったようだ。思った以上に楽しいイベントになりそうだ。いい試合になるかはわからんが、退屈しのぎにはなりそうだ。この私が付き合ってやるんだ。無駄な努力はよすんだな。この私こそドクターゲロが長年追い求めていた究極の戦士なのだ。やるではないか。ここまで楽しめるとは正直思わなかったぞ。
あいつらが弱いんじゃない。俺たちが強いんだ。そういえば俺も昔はお前と同じ悪人だったな。
下級戦士なんかが俺様に挑むんじゃなかったな。俺の力を見せてやるぜ。
時代遅れのガラクタが調子に乗るな。こんな失敗作に敗れるとは情けない連中だ。部品ごときに随分とパワーを与えたものだ。ただの鈍いデブかと思った。
下級戦士にいつまでも遅れを取る俺様じゃないぜ。地球でのことを忘れたとは言わさねえぞ。
そういうわけではないようだ。
下級戦士が俺の強さをお見せしましょう。なら少しは楽しませてくれよ。
こんな底力を秘めていたのか。思いのほか有効な攻撃となったら、つまらん攻撃だ。あっさりと背後を取られるとは無様だな。体を入れ替えるだと面白い技だ。完全体のための部品でしかない貴様らではその程度だろう。機能コントロール技術だけを評価している。よかったじゃないか。今度はちゃんと自爆できて。
歯応えのあるやつだったな。すぐに仲間に合わせてやる。あの世でな。下級戦士にいつまでも遅れを取る俺様じゃないぜ。俺が忘れたと思うな。地球での屈辱。下級戦士の分際でこの俺様に喧嘩を売るとはな。なら少しは楽しませてくれよ。あん時のことは水に流そうや。俺の力を見せてやるぜ。あん時のことを忘れたわけじゃねえぞ。ちょうどだ。昔のよしみで手加減してくれねえか。本気で戦うのか。
なるほど。神を名乗るだけの力は持っているようだ。少しばかり素早いだけのつまらん技だ。ガキになったとはいえ攻撃の重さは変わっていないようだ。気が感じられる。しかしこの威力だけは認めてやる。まともに食らったな。立ち上がれるとは思えんが、まさかそんな攻撃でこの私が倒れると思ったのか。お互いなかなか隙を見せん。どちらもやるものだ。差が開き始めたようだ。いいぞ、遠慮無用だ。なかなか良い攻撃だ。こうも差がついてしまった。つまらん。ぐずぐずするな。相当に体力が低下してしまったようだな。
お前にやられたおかげで俺の戦闘力がぐんと上がったみたいだな。やはり貴様には大したことねえな。お前にやられたおかげで俺の戦闘力がぐんと上がったみたいだな。すぐに仲間に合わせてやる。あの世でな。まだ死ぬなよ。お前にはドラゴンボールのことを聞かなくちゃならないからな。下級戦士にいつまでも遅れを取る俺様じゃないぜ。少しはやるみてえな。だが俺様に通用すると思うなよ。その程度の戦闘力で。
随分と生意気なやつだ。いいぞ、少し面白くなってきた。危うく星が壊れるところだったな。どうでもいいことだが、なかなか楽しめたぞ。また機会があれば付き合ってやるか。
さてドイツから片付けてやるかな。ピーピーうるさいひよこたちに挨拶してやろうかな。さて下級戦士の分際でこの俺様に喧嘩を売ると
んでやる。時間があれば逆転できる。そういうの負け犬の遠吠えというのだ。あっけない幕切れだった。どちらか力尽きるまでやるべきだと思うがね。まさかの逆転勝利になったな。頑張ったじゃないか。見苦しい泥仕合だった。もう少し腕を上げてもらわなくては。見ている方も楽しめんぞ。失望したぞ。もっと楽しめるかと期待していたが、こんなゴミが勝者とは。レベルの低い試合を見せてくれたものだ。思いのほか戦えるチビだったな。どこのドイツか知らんが、実力は確かなようだな。生半可な力では奴には到底かなわんようだな。こことは別の宇宙か。機会があればぜひ訪れてみたいものだ。なかなかの性能だ。なるほどな。あの体であれだけの動き、どうやらただものではなさそうだ。そうだ。俺の力を見せるチャンスだ。地球でのことを忘れたとは言わさねえぞ。下級戦士にいつまでも遅れを取る俺様じゃないぜ。血を引いているなら少しは俺を楽しませてくれるんだろうな。アホともなるやつだったな。戦い慣れているクーガの勝利だそうだ。フリーザよりはマシなようだ。とどめは刺さるのか。あがきあがけやるじゃねえか。貴様ごときに。全員が倒れたか。これはこれで面白い結果だ。なんという力だ。こんな奴が存在していたとはな。散々時間をかけてこの結果か。
Talking that cash shit. I'm Demon God Raji, okay? Shut your dumb ass up. I forgot my word. You are the realist.
様の顔に傷をつけてくれた礼をしなくちゃ。せいぜい楽しませてくれよ。俺の強さをお見せしましょう。地球での屈辱、俺が忘れたと思うな。なら少しは楽しませてくれよ。俺の力を見せてやるぜ。あの時のことは忘れたわけじゃねえぞ。調子に乗るな。
なるほど。奴らの合体か。確かに大幅にパワーアップしているようだ。勝者はビーデル。あのバカの娘にしては上出来だ。素晴らしい闘争陣だ。あのくだらん変身は主か。少しは学んだようだな。パワーが奴に。
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to Unrelent Gaming? Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch. Roshi, Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch. Roshi, the fuck? God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell. And we're demonetized. Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.
He's got some new extra music. Shouts out to Unrelent. Piccolo did just let him get beat up though. Like, shout out to Piccolo for not being a good dad, because that was one time he did let Gohan just get his ass beat. Shit, Vegeta put them hands on that boy.
You're making a big mistake. Where do you think you're going?
Didn't they just shit watching? But that's Rizhan. How is he losing? Boy got knocked the fuck out.
Pity, what a waste of talent. Not today. Back off. Have it your way. A tough guy like you should be able to face the truth.
Are you okay?
Y'all know to go check out the homie DJ Iz's Buy Me a Coffee. Link has already been in the chat. Hey, shout out to Team Deepwater Cultivating, dropping them links for us. We appreciate that. Boss man came through and did some work while he was working. Shouts out to him. Yeah, y'all know why that's funny. If y'all go over there, y'all see. Haha, that's me.
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay.
Speaking of the Buy Me a Coffee, you already know to click the link in the video description. It'll take you right to Spider Pig. Buy Me a Coffee. Shouts out to the hot dogs over there. Y'all know what to do. Then y'all see we get views on the post on Buy Me a Coffee anyway, so.
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night.
God dogs. I will catch y'all next week for Super Saturday. In the meantime, if I got a video, y'all know to be on the lookout. Set your bell for all so you can catch anything. No Diddy.